Max Verstappen has won the Sao Paulo Grand Prix from 17th place on the grid. It is the Dutchman's first win in over 4 months, while Alpine stunningly had both drivers on the podium as Esteban Ocon finished second and Pierre Gasly was third. Pole sitter Lando Norris only finished in 6th, all but ending his championship hopes. Thanks for watching this GP Fans video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest in F1, or follow us on Spotify to get this in an audio format. After a red flag in Q2, Verstappen only qualified in 12th and started 17th after serving a grid penalty. The reigning champion stormed through the field at the soaking wet Interlagos, however, already gaining 7 positions on the opening lap alone. Verstappen had been very unlucky with safety cars and red flags all weekend, but was fortunate to be in second place without having pitted when the red flag was waved in the race as Franco Colapinto had aquaplaned into the barriers hard. Race leaders George Russell and Lando Norris had already pitted, but Verstappen and the 2 Alpines hadn't, giving them a free pit stop at the restart of the race. Verstappen overtook Ocon immediately for the race lead after the restart and never looked back. From P17 on the grid, the Dutchman won by almost 20 seconds, with Ocon ending second and Gasly third. Verstappen had not won a race since June and was buzzing after. My emotions today have been a roller coaster, qualifying being really unlucky with that red flag. Starting at P17, I knew that it was going to be a very tough race, but we stayed out of trouble, we made the right calls, we stayed calm, and we were fine. And we were flying, so all of these things together made that result possible. Unbelievable to win here on so far back on the grid. It's very hard to pass around here with the new tarmac. There's only one line that you can take. I just knew that I had to go for it. It was easy to front lock, just try to balance that out, and I had confidence on the brakes. Turn 1 is always a great corner to pass. The Sao Paulo Grand Prix was a very odd race as 2 cars didn't even make it to the starting grid. After a heavy crash in qualifying, Williams could not repair Alex Albon's Williams in time, meaning he had to sit it out, and Lance Stroll beached his Aston Martin on the formation lap, taking him out as well. We were down to 18 cars as the race got underway, and Franco Colapinto, Carlos Sainz Jr. and Nico Hülkenberg all retired as well. In the case of Hülkenberg, he got black flagged for receiving help, getting his Haas up and running again after spinning out, the first black flag in F1 since 2007. The Grand Prix was driven entirely on full wet and intermediate tires, with Alpine the great winners, more than tripling their total season points tally on the day, with Ocon in second and Gasly in third. They scored 33 points on the day, having scored only 14 on the whole season beforehand. "I'm absolutely buzzing right now," Ocon said after the race. "I'm just so proud of the team. To overcome such a tough season, it would have been easy to give up, but we never gave up, and here we are. Both cars P2 and P3, a lot of points for the team, and everyone should be very proud today." "It's incredible for the whole team," Gasly added. "We had such a tough season, we've struggled to score points. In these conditions, everything was possible. No one believed it until the end. 2 cars on the podium. I don't think anyone would have got that on their bingo card ahead of this season. It's just fantastic." After his win on Sunday, Max Verstappen can now mathematically seal the 2024 title at the upcoming Las Vegas Grand Prix. He extended his championship lead by 18 points in Sao Paulo, meaning it is now all but impossible for Lando Norris to catch his rival. Norris won the sprint race in Brazil on Saturday and took pole position on Sunday morning, setting himself up for another great weekend. However, he lost his lead at the start of the race to George Russell and was very unlucky with his pit stop, which came right before the red flag that gave others a free hit. After running wide on the restart twice, Norris eventually came home 6th in a race that he had to win for his title bid. In 2 weeks' time, the Las Vegas Grand Prix takes place. If Norris can outscore Verstappen by at least 3 points, he would still be mathematically alive for the Qatar Grand Prix and for the championship. If he doesn't, or if Verstappen wins the race, then he would be crowned a 4-time champion in the United States later this month. Either way, after the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, McLaren will now need a miracle to catch Verstappen. The Sao Paulo Grand Prix might be over, but the result could still change in the stewards' room. During the race, the FIA revealed Lando Norris, George Russell, Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson were all under investigation for breaking the start procedure conduct, while Lewis Hamilton and Russell are also being investigated for changing tire pressure on the grid pre-race. The start of the Grand Prix was delayed as Lance Stroll beached his Aston Martin in the formation lap and marshals needed to clear the incident. The other cars were all lined up on the grid, and when the start was aborted, Norris took off without the green light having shown, which is against the rules. However, all other cars followed the McLaren off the line, but only he, second place Russell, third place Tsunoda and Lawson are being looked into and will potentially receive a penalty. The FIA also released a statement regarding both Mercedes cars, who allegedly released pressure from the tires between the so-called first and second grid when any changes are no longer allowed. Tire pressures were adjusted, pressure released, with wheels already fitted to the car, in alleged breach of Article 30.5a of the FIA Formula 1 sporting regulations and contradictions to the technical directive. In both investigations, the FIA have not yet reached a conclusion. Keep it locked on GPFans.com to receive the latest updates. That's it for another GP Fans video and for another unbelievable race. What are your thoughts on Verstappen's win? And how about those Alpines? Let us know your thoughts below, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with the next one. See you then.